Good Switch, Bad Switch is a really fun story. It's been a good number of years since I last read this and I couldn't remember anything about it. So I really enjoyed rereading it and rediscovering the story. This Sabrina the Teenage Witch book is written by Cody Weiss and Bobbi J.G. Weiss. And this is book number 3 in the series. And for anybody who's interested, there is the back of the book. That picture is, I believe, from Jenny's non-dream. Jenny is in this, but she's not the main focus. The main focus is Libby. Sabrina has spellfluenza, which is basically a similar concept to finger-licking flu, but the way the narrative plays out is very different. Basically, if Sabrina sneezes near a mortal, her powers will go into that mortal. And then if she sneezes again, her powers will come back to her. She knows this and decides to go to school anyway, not her smartest decision. And there are a couple of instances where this happens, but the powers come back immediately. But then she sneezes, her powers go into Libby, and Libby leaves the room before Sabrina can sneeze again. And Sabrina has to try and find Libby. But then Libby realises she has powers. And I won't say any more than that, but how it unfolds is so exciting and so well written. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a really fun story, very unpredictable. We have a great cast of characters. Of course, we have Sabrina, the aunts are in it, Salem, Libby, Jenny and Harvey, of course. And some others, but I don't want to give away too much by spoiling certain characters that come into it. It's really good fun. And obviously the size of it is pretty standard for the Sabrina series. And the chapters are not too long, as you can see there. So for children in the kind of 7 to 12 bracket who are just getting to grips with chapter books or starting to read longer stories, I think there's a pretty decent amount of chapters, but each one's not too long, so it's not going to be too intimidating. With regards to the vocabulary, I think it is pretty ideal, as I said, for the roughly 7 to 12 bracket, but of course it depends on reading ability and reading age, maybe slightly older than 7 actually. But generally it's very well written and one that I really thoroughly enjoyed. The next one is Halloween Havoc. I remember bits of it, but it must have been half of my life ago since I last read it, so I'm looking forward to rediscovering it as well. But for now, Good Switch, Bad Switch was one that I had a lot of fun with. And if I ever read it again, I'm sure I'll enjoy it that time as well.